Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. Everything that we did not get to during the course of the show today, including, because it's Friday, weekend plans, Betty Rock's favorite thing to do, and the test that I get every Friday when I come home is from my wife. What are they doing? Oh, man, I've already forgotten. Like, it's not personal. I just forget stuff. Like, I don't remember things, half hour after they're done.
I'm going to make such a detailed weekend
plan
for you.
My wife could
memorize.
just listen to the Aftercast. Like, that'd be easier for both of us, but she chooses not to because she'd rather talk to me. All right, so here's some of the stuff going on today. The CDC, believe it or not, is relaxing their social distancing policy.
What?
Like you've seen them relax masks and things like that, like in airports. I was traveling. I flew to Florida, and no mask in the airport, no mask on the plane. Nobody was arguing. It was so nice. But then you still will see, things taped out on the floor from social distancing, and so now maybe they'll start pulling those up too, as they are saying, hey, there's no need to social distance anymore. And I guess they're just catching up to Tennessee, the CDC is, because we haven't been social distancing in forever.
Yeah, to me this is like, I thought we were all doing this.
Well, that's the thing, because the area you live in and the world you live in, you assume is what the rest of the world is doing. But if you live in New York and LA, it was totally different. Mm-hmm. And we have not been as restrictive forever, And so I was thinking about this. I'm like you, Betty, I was like, what does this really matter? Like, we've all been doing this anyway, but schools are impacted greatly by this.
Yeah.
And then there was also the idea, too, that testing is different now. Like, they've relaxed their things on testing and on quarantining and coming back to school. Like, now it's like self-quarantining, self-monitoring as far as testing goes and reporting. So they've relaxed all of that. And some people are like, hey, relaxing the guidelines to allow students to return to school 5 days after an infection without proof of a negative COVID test could lead to more outbreaks. Because that was a big thing. They're like, okay, if you have been exposed, or if you have COVID, sit out for 5 days and then come back, but they don't have to prove that they have a negative test.
That's wild.
The thing about it is, though, and here's the thing that maybe we could have done from the beginning, and I don't know if it would have made it better or worse, is personal responsibility. Like, I had a friend that had COVID, but she was testing and making sure that she was clear before she went on vacation, and so she was self-monitoring. Now, would you have people that would abuse it? Probably so, but she didn't, and if she had still tested positive, she wouldn't have taken the cruise that she had booked, but I think that there was a level of, in the beginning, we didn't give people the opportunity to self anything. We mandated everything, and that just breeds resentment in an American society. You get pushback. That's how our country came to be, was because of oppression, and we started a brand new country because of it. It's true, though.
It is true.
Because we're wired that way. We're wired in the roots of sedition when you think about it,
I do agree that, like being told what to do is just not a strong suit of ours. Now, I will say that the days of, hey, wear a mask and do all this stuff, like, I still don't think that was ever like too harsh of a thing to ask us to do. And again, they did tell us, and it was sort of told, harshly, and then they were criticizing people who didn't do it. And I think there was a lot of shame in that.
It became super divisive.
But over the course of time, in my head, I developed the opinion that a mask really wasn't that big of a question for us to do. There were a lot of other more interesting things that they were not clear on, whether it was like the timeline or what to do.
Was the actual wearing of the mask that big of a deal? For most people, it wasn't hugely inconvenient. For some people, it was. It was a pain. You had to do it all day, and it wasn't enjoyable.
Yeah.
But for most people, it wasn't that big of a deal. But the idea of when they couldn't prove to you that it actually made this kind of a difference.
And that they kept changing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if they had said from the beginning, hey, this type of surgical mask actually does prevent this. That's why we use them in surgery. But when you got moms on Etsy making them out of socks and selling them, that is not doing anything, that's ridiculous.
But a good business decision on the mom's part.
There were a lot of women and people that made whole businesses during COVID and made money. So good on them. But like, when we look at it now, we look at some of the lunacy of it, and I think it will make people more skeptical of ever trusting the government again with things.
We're toast the next time some pandemic arrives.
No, there will not be people like that lockstep in line with them this time. And like they're making the rounds was Biden in the beginning of this saying, get the vaccine so that you won't get COVID, and then he gets it and like can't shake it. You know?
I know more people. I personally know more people that got COVID this year after vaccinations for a couple years now, boosts and all this, than I remember anyone in the beginning actually getting it.
And they'll say, well, it's because we relaxed all the restrictions, and that's why.
And this was a more transmissible version of COVID.
Yeah, and so who knows? I don't know where it lines up. But
it was handled
is
weirdly.
Things are chilling out, and maybe we'll learn from this for the next time, because there will be a next time. I think there's going to be more next times. Like they're already talking about like monkeypox and people freaking out about monkeypox, and it's not even nearly on the scale. But we're so scared of everything, that it was like, oh, we got to get vaccinated for monkeypox. No, I'm not.
Give us a decade or two at least, though, before the next one.
I had come across this thing with Kevin Federline. You know him better as K-Fed. He was Britney Spears' husband for a while, and they've got some kids. And he posted videos of Britney Spears yelling at her kids, trying to kind of, I think, just shame her or show that she's not a good parent and he should have more control and things like that.
Well, I think what it is that she's been calling out and shaming their sons, their two sons that they share together. And so he was getting tired of that. And so he was going to put out there how she is as a mother.
But when you listen to the audio, because I was curious about this, so I pulled some of the audio, and when you listen to it, you're like, this is not bad.
Come in here when we're trying to go to bed, and then you just...
This is my house.
My house.
If I want to come in here and give you lotion for your face because it is coarse, and all you tell me, no, it's fine, it's fine. No, it's not fine. You all better start respecting me. Are we clear?
Yeah.
You all need to start treating me like a woman with worth, okay?
What?
Be nice to me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I get it, man. When you have kids and they get disrespectful, like that's not bad. I thought she was going to be lunatic fringe and yelling.
Yeah.
She's Southern.
I do like that. At that point, like when she gets mad, she gets way more Southern.
Yeah. This is my house.
She's from Louisiana.
You are in my house, and the Lord let me bring you into this world, and I, by God, will take you out. Like that was awesome.
Yeah, okay.
And then when you find out, like he's posting this, and this was from years ago too. Like this isn't like last week kind of thing. And she's raising kids, and there are times, man, when you lose your mind with your kids, and you're not the best version of you because they have pushed every button you have. Like I remember Kirk Franklin yelling at his kid.
That was so funny.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he said some bad words to his kid, and like. But he quickly was like, hey, I'm sorry, but you don't know the story. And it was true. Like, if you dig into the story of the drama his kid has caused in their family, there are times as a parent, you're like, all right, I'm not going to sound very Christian here today. I'm not going to sound like a nicest person, but I got to regulate you. And that is the problem, is that we let our kids run our houses. Absolutely not. My kid was never in control in my house. It was always my wife.
Good. Smart.
Absolutely.
Always say that.
No, I mean, like, we let our kids get away with murder, and we're raising a generation of kids that are going to turn around. God knows how they're going to parent. That's going to be crazy. So we'll get to watch a little bit of it with Gavin here soon, hopefully.
Yeah, and that's not a segue.
That's not a
segue into me saying anything.
Yeah.
I will say, because I'm so unconfrontational that I'm very curious how I will handle. I think I'll step up to the plate. I already do it with the dogs.
Yeah.
And sometimes.
First time your kid looks at you and tells you no, you'll find that inner strength. You'll find that inner
why
confrontation.
does my hand want to raise up and smack you? Why?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I am the world's worst with like disrespectful kids. Like if they're disrespectful to their parents and things like that, I do not deal with that well. I remember being out in a public setting, and some kid was talking back to his mom, and again, I'm getting really worse at having a filter. And I'm like, oh, no, you didn't. No. I didn't get involved with it, but I said it loud enough. I'm like, and then I was talking loudly to my wife so that the kid could hear. I'm like, if that was my kid, that kid would be getting whooped right now.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because I mean, I am starting to lose my sense of restraint.
Yeah, because the world, like, you see all the things about the world that just do not line up with you, and the most of those things are not things that should line up with anyone's point of view on the world. You're just willing to say something about it.
Something.
You're the hero we need.
Thank you, Gavin, for getting that. Lady Rock.
Yes.
What do you have?
Well, Questlove, you know him as the drummer for Jimmy Fallon's late night show. And he claimed in a recent interview that he has bought a plot of land, 8 acres. And his point for buying this is to create a safe haven for his records and his family should there ever be an apocalypse.
So wait, the records came first?
Yeah. The records came first, and then his family. So he was convinced to purchase this land after he was stuck in a penthouse during the pandemic.
Oh, so hard.
And so he realized, maybe I need a bit more room. So he bought these 8 acres, and he said he's building a warehouse, and he's kind of doing his own version of the Noah's Ark.
That's so funny.
That is weird. It's one of those things that the Doomsday Preppers, there used to be a show on TV called like Doomsday Preppers, and they've got their bunkers and they've got all their Food and they're ready to go. I mean, they're like super, super prepared for like the apocalypse. I personally don't think I'm going to see the apocalypse in my lifetime. Like, I don't think it's going to melt down that much, but I mean, it's possible. And the people that are ready, there's an element to it, like as I've gotten older, where I'm like, I kind of get that. I wouldn't mind having a bunker to call my own.
Bunker to call my own. Don't we all?
Bunker,
want that?
sweet bunker. That'd be like crocheted up there or something. Like I could see. I think it'd be kind of fun to figure all that stuff out.
There's your next HGTV show. Is Bunker Sweet Bunker.
There probably is one, man.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like
I feel like there's a
opposite.
show for everything.
That's
now.
awesome.
Yeah. So, what would you put in your bunker, Betty Rock? Like, you could only bring 3 items to your bunker. What are the most important things to you?
A TV for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
But if we lose communication,
that's true.
you're
A
gonna-
radio for sure.
See, there you go.
A flashlight for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And food.
You're too logical.
I know. That's like, okay, that's good. Well, food you would already have stacked in there. So mine would be my rifle. For sure. I mean, it's apocalypse, man.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, you have a point.
Absolutely. I'd be
Just crazy.
I'd be armed. Absolutely. And then I think I would bring a skateboard for fun. And then I could
Can you
use it for
skateboard?
things. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I'm probably not as good as, like, when I was younger, I could skateboard really good. But I think now I probably would break something. So I would.
Then you'd be in your bunker by yourself with a broken arm.
Yeah. I like to think I could skateboard, but then when I go to take one shoe off and I'm on one foot, I fall over. So my wife told me I was not allowed to buy a skateboard. I was gonna get an electric skateboard or maybe one of those one wheels. I thought that would be fun. And my wife was like, I could just see you getting like really hurt on that, and it doesn't seem worth it.
I think because basically the chances of the minuscule mistake on your part leads to the greatest error. Whereas on a bike, you have this control with like your legs and arms.
And you got gear on and stuff. Like I actually would like to have a motorcycle, but
Me too.
I won't buy one because I don't think I would get enough enjoyment out of it to balance out the risk. Because there's just too much risk with weird, bad drivers and getting hurt and what I would get from it, because I'm not like a bike culture guy. Like I wouldn't be in that culture. Like, so I wouldn't get enough from it to warrant the risk.
Yeah.
But you got the tattoo.
I do have the one tattoo, and
With
I can't
more on
wait.
the way, you say.
Yeah, I got another one coming up. Finally, I'm going to start adding to
Lower
it.
back.
No, on my arm, inside of my arm,
Your forehead.
And then I'm trying to do them all on one arm, like right now, so that I
Create a sleeve.
I could eventually tie
yes.
everything together. Yeah,
I will say with a motorcycle, I would love to have a motorcycle in a way that I was driving on like land, or if I could just cruise down roads that I just know that nobody's gonna
Right.
be on. But like taking on a highway where it's like, that's a semi truck, that's gonna end me. My friend always said that he wanted one because he's like, like there are just as many car accidents as there are motorcycle accidents. I'm like, well, yeah, there are like a billion more cars on the
Right.
road than motorcycles.
Right. And a lot of times a minor car accident you walk away from undamaged.
The shell.
A minor motorcycle accident, you leave skin on the road.
Yeah, you hope there's just a leg broken.
Yeah.
Or something.
Oh, no, thank you. Gavin, what would you put in your bunker?
I was thinking karaoke machine.
Good idea.
Might as well be a good idea. Something called a pitchback, kind of a
where you
a
throw the
net,
ball
throw
to
the
it.
ball. That'd be fun.
I used to have one of those as a kid.
I'd rather it all be illogical, so I would hot tub.
Oh, not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's my perfect bunker. If I'm only allowed 3 items.
Yeah, I don't hate any of that, especially the hot tub. I think that's a good idea. I think I would add that to mine too.
No one said their phone.
If the world's done, then hope lines might be down.
Yeah,
That's true.
but we got games.
Yeah, it's like
But then you got to charge it.
Oh, speaking of games, oh my
Bummer.
goodness, on TikTok, the stupid ads for that Top War game, and I hate when companies
fall for something?
Yes, I hate when companies put like
But-
an ad out that makes the
Why-
game look fun,
No,
but
they
it's
never
not.
do.
But
They
I know-
never make it look fun.
No, they do. Like
no, they don't.
it's
Yes.
these cheesy, non-fake influencers
Yes.
that are like, oh my gosh, this game's amazing.
Right.
You guys told me to play it. Now I'm playing it.
But the thing is, like the screenshots they use, the video of the game actually look interesting. But then when you start playing the game, it's nothing like that part. Top War, one of those games. I played it for about 5 minutes. It was too much reading, and then you had to like, it was like you would build up these teams to go fight something, and then they just fought automatically. There was no skill in it. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Bait and switch, and I'm out. I'm out hardcore. Thank you, Top War, for nothing. Everyone else is like, hey, everyone says it's fake and it's not good and it's great. They're lying. They're all lying to you because they're getting paid. It's horrible. So there you go. What's happening?
So-
Hey.
Don't trust video games that TikTok tells you to play.
Maybe we'll do a What's Happening next week on Top
should.
War. I think I should. Maybe I'll do that. Lady Rock, do you have any birthdays for me?
I do not.
Yeah!
That was so well delivered.
Well, the good news is that brings us to...
Weekend plans,
Everyone's got a weekend plans.
Weekend
All right. Weekend... Nice little vamping at the end.
Go.
Oh, I get to go first. I'm gonna go help move a mattress and mattress pad, other things, to a dump this afternoon.
Yeah.
Might go see a movie after that.
Whoop, whoop.
Tomorrow there's a baby
You
shower.
got roped into the thing by peer pressure from your pastor.
In
though.
essence,
Yeah.
I ultimately want to serve, and I know that this is the right thing. And I was telling my wife last night, I'm like, I just need to go and do this with a good heart, and that's
Yeah.
going to make it that much better.
Absolutely.
But as soon as I was getting the call, my heart was just like, oh no.
Yeah,
In my head,
nuts.
I'm like, I'm not going to ignore the call, but I kind of want to.
Yeah.
So gonna do that. It's going to be great. Helping people is good.
He's
Yeah.
telling himself that.
It is.
No, it's true. It is
Yep.
true. And you'll feel better once you do it.
Oh, yeah.
I do that a lot of times. I'll sign up to do something or help with something. And in the moment, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll do this. And then when it comes up, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. I so badly
Yeah.
don't want to do this. But then once I get there, I end up enjoying it.
Yeah,
and
I'm trying to replace that mindset of like, oh, it's my weekend. I shouldn't
Right.
have to go. But it's like, oh, it's gonna be good. The only part that I'm iffy on is I know I'm taking this it's like a 40-minute drive from my church to the house with a guy that is like, I don't know at all. So I guess I don't know.
Maybe you'll find a new best friend. I know you've been in the market
He's like
for a new best
65.
friend.
So
Okay, well,
shouldn't rule that out.
yeah, getting his wheel with his
Yeah.
wheel, maybe.
There you go. But yeah. Then we got a baby shower that we're going to tomorrow that my wife is like running basically for our friends. And then Sunday should be the do nothing day.
There you go.
Woohoo.
Lady Rock.
Today, it looks like I might be having to take a vet visit.
Oh,
no.
no, Gilly.
So I'm going to do that as soon as I get out of here. And then I'm going to go meet up with a couple of friends of mine and see one of them had a baby not that long ago. So we're going to visit with the baby and then go to a game night tonight after that.
Oh, wow.
It's a busy day.
Yeah. And then tomorrow, I don't think I have any plans. And then Sunday is church.
Oh, nice. Oh, well, my wife asked me the same question. What are we doing this weekend? And I'm like, I don't know. There's things I want to build. I still want to build a cajon for Jen Ledger from Skillet. And so I'd like to do that, but then I know it's going to upset my best friend Nick Knack, who's also a girl drummer. And when she sees this, she's like, "Why didn't you make one for me?" And I'll be like, "Well, because you complained about the last one that I made and you sat on. You said it needed a seat, and Jen Ledger just talked about how beautiful it sounded."
Fight!
I know. So
Wait, who's fighting? Jen and
me and Nicole.
Oh,
yeah,
I'll take Nicole.
yeah, my best.
But Nicole
friend.
doesn't know that.
No, another one-sided fight. I'm in more one-sided arguments. I have issues. And then, so I don't know what I'm going to do Saturday. We're doing dinner with our friends tonight, Molly and Gregor Bears. He's really leaned into that Gregor Bears thing. You guys are killing me with that. Yeah, good for him. And Sunday will obviously be church. But I don't have a lot of plans, so I'm gonna try to fill it with things to make and do. I know my wife wants to get caught up on a bunch of TV.
Yeah,
but I always hate that on the weekend.
Chunks.
Yeah, but I just hate it during the weekend because you could literally sit. We were talking about this the other day. Because I'll come home from work and I'll finish up work and I'll have lunch with her. I'll do more work for a couple hours, and then. Like sometimes I don't feel really motivated to go out and build something then, or something like that. She's like, "Oh, let's watch TV." And then before you know it, we've watched like 2 or 3 hour long episodes. You're like, and now it's like dinner time, almost bedtime. You're like, wow, where did the day go?
Well, you set a timer on your phone. You say, okay, we're doing this for 1 hour and then I'm done.
Yeah.
Though, doesn't that 2 to 3 hours just sound like perfect to you, Betty? Like,
for sure.
That's the dream.
I'm not setting a
I
timer.
watched an entire 8-episode season of Stranger Things in one day.
No, I can't. No, I can't.
Perfect.
I can't. All right. Well, that's going to do it for our Aftercast for today.
And as always, thanks for being a potty.
We'll do this all again on Monday.
I said, as always.